This video explains how to design the basic patterns of a shirt using Modaris from Lectra CAD system. First of all, we declare the new name of the model, for example shirt, sheet, new sheet. We choose parameters, length units, centimeter. Then we choose from file access path where we save the files. OK, and we'll change the information in all the fields by selecting the boxes. OK, file save as, shirt save, continue. Then we will select F1 straight lines and we'll draw an horizontal line. We will fill the information in the fields. Then we'll draw a vertical line, fill the information with needed value, in this case with negative values. We'll press G from the keyboard to see all our sheet. Then we will select points developed. We'll put a point on the middle line of the back. Then we'll draw a straight line and we have the bust line of the shirt of our network. Points developed will establish the level of the waistline. Fill the information in the field. Enter. Line straight will draw an horizontal line. Then we will select points developed. Write the number according to our calculations. Draw a straight line. Enter. And these are the basic lines of our network. Then we'll select point developed and establish the width of the back on the bust line. Draw a straight line. Fill the information to draw a vertical line. Point developed will establish the shirt width on the side seam according to our calculation. Division to divide this distance into equal parts for the front and the back because the shirt pattern requires like that. Developed point to establish the width of the front as it was determined before. Straight lines, you can see middle line in the front, a vertical line in the front. We will go to F3, line modification, lengthen straight line, to change the length of the front middle line. F1, align two points. We'll check to see if those points are perfectly aligned. Declare intersection point. Draw a straight line. Line modification, lengthen straight line to intersect the hem line. Save. From step to step, it is necessary to save. Developed. Establish the level of the highest point for the front pattern. Draw an horizontal line. Declare the intersection point. Display points names. We'll select to see the points name, edit, and we declare the codes or names of our points. The name of the points are declared according to the design scenario. We can use numbers or letters. It's up to the designers. We will code each point of our network. Here we have to declare an intersection point. Then edit, and declare the name of the point. And in the same manner we will do in the front pattern. The waistline, the hemline. So this is our network of front and back. We'll choose to hide the names of our points, and then we will go to draw the contour of the upper lines. So here we'll establish the width of the back neckline in the back pattern. Then we'll establish the level of the highest point in the back. We'll divide this distance into equal parts, and then we choose to draw Bezier by pressing the shift from the keyboard, lines Bezier, and now we have the contour line of the back neckline. We'll activate the curve points, F3, reshape, and change the shape of this curve line as it is necessary. The designer knows how it should be. It's up to the designer if he wants to see the curve points or not, activate or deactivate. Display scale 1:1, we will see the shape of our curve as the full scale. We'll go in the front pattern, point developed, establish the width of the neckline according to our value. We use points developed. Then we will connect these points with the Bezier line, pressing the shift from the keyboard. Enter. We'll activate curve points. We go to F3 reshape. And change the shape of our curve as it is necessary. Select the point and move using the left button of the mouse. If we need more curve points, we'll go to F1, add point, and we will introduce new points, but also we have to press the shift from the keyboard. F1, add point, select the reference point, and we will introduce as many points as we want. Again, reshape until we reach the final shape of the front neckline. In the next stage, we will go to shoulder line in the back pattern. We'll go to F1, establish the slant of the shoulder line, developed point. Then we will connect this point with a straight line and extend no matter what. Okay. Then we will select align 3 points to have these 3 points aligned. Then we'll go to F1 developed and establish the position of the shoulder in the back pattern. Okay. We will divide line division into equal parts. Then we'll go a straight line because it's necessary to establish the position of some supplementary points to draw the shape of our back armhole. We'll declare the intersection point, then we will declare a developed point for our curve. Division again to establish the level of the armpit in the back pattern. Straight line. We'll use the values which are calculated in our design scenario. Okay. Then we'll draw the bisect line to put another second point. We will establish a distance, but according to the shape of our curve, we can change the position of this point. First of all, we'll put at 3.6 centimeters. Then we will connect all the points with Bezier, pressing Shift from the keyboard. And now we have the back armhole. Step by step. To finish the session, we'll press Enter or the right button of the mouse. We'll activate curve points. And then we go to F3, reshape, and change the shape of our curve as it is necessary. The designer knows how it should be. We need to have the best shape of our armhole, because related with this shape we will design the sleeve pattern. We change a little bit. We select display scale 1:1 to see the shape of this curve at the full scale. Okay. We'll go to save the file step by step. Then we'll go in the front pattern to design the shoulder line. We establish the length of the shoulder line. Then we will connect with a straight line the base neck base point with that one and extend another line. Align 3 points. Because the length of the shoulder line in the front pattern is equal with the back one, we have to go to F8 measurements length, measure the length of the shoulder back line, and then establish the position of the shoulder in the front pattern to have equal lines. We measure what we have until now. We'll calculate where to put the shoulder point on this line, and then we will go to F1, developed, and establish the position of the point in the front pattern. So we have the shoulder line in the front pattern. We check the length just to be sure, okay? Then we will establish another intermediate point in the front pattern to draw the armhole. This point has the same level with the back armpit point. We'll draw the bisect line to put another point for our curve. Here we select a distance, so we'll use developed point, 2.5 centimeter. .7, okay. Then we will select Bezier, connect these points with a curve, pressing Shift from the keyboard. To finish the session, we will select Enter from the keyboard or the right button of the mouse. Activate the curve points, reshape, and we will model the armhole in the front pattern as it is necessary to have a nice shape. Each point we will move step by step, because in the end we have to measure the perimeter of the armhole as an input data for our sleeve. Deactivate the curve points. Display point names, and we will write the codes for all our points which have been placed in our pattern. It's up to the designer which kind of code he will use. The same we will do in the front pattern. Just to have a reference for our design. Display point names, no point name, to deactivate the point names. Save, continue. We will establish a small adjustment on the waistline, developed, the same value for the front and the back. And then we establish the position of some points to draw the shape of the hemline, because the classic shirt has a specific shape of the hemline. Okay, on the side seam, then we will choose line division and divide the hem in the back in 2 equal parts, also in the front. Those points we will connect with straight lines. Divide these lines in 2 equal parts. We draw a straight line from the bust line to have the side seam, front and back. And then we have to establish the position of other points to draw the curve of our shirt on the side seam. Division in 2 equal parts. Lines division in the same manner. Okay. Okay. Then we'll put some points to establish the direction of our curve. Okay. Then we'll draw Bezier line by pressing Shift from the keyboard to have a curved line using the position of our point. We have to obtain a good shape of our curve in the front pattern, which has to be continued in the back pattern. So we'll go to F3, reshape, point modification, activate the curve points, and then change the position of these points until we get the nice shape. So we finish to draw the line in the front pattern, and in the same manner we will do for the back pattern. First of all, we draw a curve using lines Bezier with the Shift from the keyboard pressed. After that, as you can see, we have activated the position of the curve points. We'll go to F3, point modification, reshape, and change the position of all these curve points to get a new shape of our line. If we want, in the end, we can select display scale 1:1 to see how it will look our hem on the side seam. Okay? Display points names to introduce new names for our points. Those are the contour points, so we will declare new names. It's up to the designer if he wants or not. File, save, continue. Display points names, deactivate. Then we'll go to design the pattern of the yoke in the back pattern. F point developed on the middle line of the back. Establish the width of the yoke. Then we'll go to draw a straight line until it intersects the arc hole, horizontal line, perfectly horizontal. Then we'll declare the intersection point. Then we will establish on the arc hole the position of other points for our yoke and the back as a dart. We'll use point developed. The depth of our dart is 1.5 centimeters. Okay. Then we have to declare the intersection point and divide this line into equal parts. And now we will draw the shape of the yoke using Bezier with the Shift pressed from the keyboard. We'll activate the curve points, F3, reshape, change the position of these points. So this is our yoke in the back pattern. We'll have to design something in the front pattern too. We'll draw the other line. F3, reshape, change the position of this point. Now we have the pattern of our yoke in the back pattern. We put some points to change the shape of our line. To get the best shape, reshape. Okay. So we have finished the yoke in the back pattern. Now we go in the front pattern, parallel, 2 centimeters below from the shoulder line. We write the distance, -2. F3, line modification, lengthen straight line. Okay, now we'll copy this sheet because we will choose to erase some lines. We have to extract the main patterns of the front, back and the yoke. We save the file. Then we'll go to F3, deletion, and delete some lines which are not important for the contour of the back, yoke and the front pattern. We'll draw a line because it was connected with the previous one. We will select and deletion the line. We will delete the points which are not required. And here for the hem, as you can see, we will have our curved line. Select the point. Okay. Then we'll go in the front pattern to delete some points. It's up to the designer if he wants or not. Okay. We will clean our sheet as much as it is possible. Adjust the sheet adjust. If we want to erase more, then we go to F4, piece, cut. If the contour of the back or the front is closed, as you can see, the piece will be colored in green. Here we have a problem because we need to separate the yoke and the back. So we have to extend some lines to be intersecting. Then we will extract again. Sheet delete, we'll delete this file. Then we'll go to F4, piece cut, the back yoke. Okay. Okay, right button from the mouse, enter. Then we will extract in the front pattern. right button of the mouse, enter, and then we'll press Shift from the keyboard to see all our pieces. We choose to move, F3, move the back pattern near the front one, and then we will connect these pieces to get the yoke as it in one. We will choose to change the shape of some points because these points are not necessary for our yoke. Then we will change the orientation. And to get a new shape of our yoke, we have two options. We can go to marry or assemble the selected pieces. Then we will extract the new piece, F4 cut, or we can choose to go to F5 join, and we will join them together. Now we have to change a little bit the shape of our curve lines, and now we have the final shape of our yoke. We'll move a little bit the position of some points. We will erase what is not necessary, reshape for the neckline. So we'll most finish the front, back, and the yoke. Then we'll go to design the sleeve pattern. We'll continue to reshape until everything looks good. Okay. This is only half of our yoke. We have designed only half of our main patterns. Display scale 1:1 to check the shape of our curve. File, save. Continue. In the same file, we will do the sleeve pattern. In this situation, we have to measure the length of our armhole. Now we will delete another point. We will transform this into a section point. We'll move the back, we'll move the yoke. Okay. Then we'll select measurement spreadsheet to visualize only the length of our lines. We select the front, the back, and the yoke. As you already saw from config, we select to see only the length of our base. Then we'll select edit accumulation, and as you can see here, we have the total length of the armhole. Sheet, new sheet, and then we start to draw the sleeve pattern, a straight line, which will be the baseline, strictly vertical. Then we'll draw an horizontal line. It's up to us, the length of our horizontal line. This line will be the dash line of the sleeve pattern. Okay. We'll continue to increase the length of the lines and delete unnecessary points. Then we'll go to point developed and establish the position of the highest point of the sleeve. We use what we have previous determined. Then point developed to establish the length of our sleeve. We'll draw a straight line. For our hem. Have 3 lengthened straight line to have in the both sides, right and left. Then we draw a circle to establish the sleeve width. We have previous calculated. Now we'll declare some intersection points. We check the length of our sleeve, then we declare the sleeve width on the hemline, points developed, left and right. Okay. Then we'll connect these points using straight lines. We'll draw longitudinal lines. Delete, we will delete the circle and unnecessary points. And then we will establish the position of supplementary points to draw the shape of our sleeve, the head of the sleeve. We select display points name, activate, and write the names of our points according to our design scenario. The designer will establish if it is necessary to write the name or not. Okay. Display points name, no points name, to hide the name of our points. Then we divide the lines in different parts. 2, then another 2. Okay. This is 3. Then we'll establish the orientation of our curve. Below, up, divide the other part, lines division. Then we divide another. It was possible to divide in the first stage in 4 equal parts or not. Establish the orientation of the curve. Then we draw the shape of our curve, which represent the head sleeve. Using Bezier with the Shift key pressed from the keyboard. We try to draw in the same session from the left to the right. In the left side we have the front part of our sleeve, and in the right side we have the back part of our sleeve. Then we go to activate curve points, F3 reshape, and change the position of the curve points to obtain a nice shape of our curve. It's up to the designer if step by step he wants to display the full scale of our curve, or if it is necessary he can introduce a new curve point to get the best shape of the curve. Okay. Also, it's recommended to save the file. Display scale 1:1 to see what we have. Then we define the shape of the hemline, and also we will design the vent. Also we will establish the position of a fold which is placed in the back pattern. We will extend these lines, establish intersection point, and then we will establish the position of some points, developed point 0.75 centimeters below. This point will be used to draw a curved line. As it is already explained in the text, we will follow the indication from the text. We'll measure and establish the position of the vent. And then we'll establish the depth of our fold. We'll draw a straight line just to see how it will look, the vent of our sleeve. And finally, we have the same procedures that we have already applied for the front, back, and the yoke pattern. After we finish to draw all the contour lines, we will copy this sheet. We will choose to delete all unnecessary lines or points, and then we will extract the final shape of our sleeve pattern. So in this way, we have finished to design all the patterns. Please be careful that we have only the half of the needed patterns, half of the front, of the back, of the yoke, and only one pattern of the sleeve. There were designed only the main part of the shirt, because the collar is a different piece in the shirt structure, and it will be designed according to the model details.